Up until the Motorola Edge 50 Pro was launched, our definition of a good phone under ₹30,000 was limited to a phone with the most powerful processor. But the Edge 50 Pro actually changed that by bringing flagship level features to this price class. And it didn't just add 1 or 2 features like just IP rating or just wireless charging. It gave you IP rating, wireless charging, USB 3.1, Pantone collaboration with 3x optical zoom camera as well. But the real question that we wanted to ask was, how does it fare 120 days later, like a proper long-term review that we've been doing lately. Alright, so this is our Edge 50 Pro long-term review. I'm Arshad, you're watching Trakin English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. Firstly, the phone has held up really well. So we've dropped it multiple times, like mostly we do with most of the phones that we use long term, and there are only a few minor scratches to show for it. So the metal frame does do a decent job of protecting the curved display, which by the way has more impact points. So it should have cracked at some point, but it didn't, thankfully. Also, the quality of the vegan leather used on the Motorola Edge 50 Pro is actually pretty good because it's held up really well, unlike inferior quality vegan leather where you will see a lot of dirt and smudge marks that do get accumulated after a period of time, which is not the case with the Edge 50 Pro. What did become dirty was, however, the color matched plastic case that is bundled with the phone itself. Now, talking about the other aspects of the physical hardware, the Type-C port at the bottom is Type-C 3.1. So you know what, just because it is Type-C 3.1, we were using it a lot to like transfer stuff, it does happen faster. And with the new update, we got Smart Connect support, which of course makes use of this Type-C port. And I keep talking about USB 3.1 primarily because even on more expensive phones like the OnePlus 12R or the Realme GT6, you don't have USB Type-C 3.1, you have USB 2.0. And of course, it goes without saying that the Edge 50 Pro continues to be one of the very few phones in this price class to give you both IP68 rating and wireless charging. So yeah, good stuff. Now, even after 4 months of using the Edge 50 Pro, it is still one of the best curved displays in this price category. It's bright and color accurate thanks to that Pantone validation. HDR video playback on YouTube is pretty good. It's got smooth gradients, it controls the highlights and the shadows both really well too. But Netflix HDR support hasn't been added yet on the Motorola Edge 50 Pro. Sometimes I feel that, you know, if the brand doesn't give you HDR support on Netflix at launch, don't expect it to come later. Another feature that's sorely missing on the Edge 50 Pro is the always-on display, considering the fact that you get a nice, beautiful POLED display. Now, of course, this is a curved panel, and I'm a fan of flat panels, but this one is still pretty decent. However, the fundamental issue with curved panels are ghost touches, and we did face a few ghost touches on this device. But that's just the very nature of curved OLEDs, you can't do much about it. What Motorola could have actually done well is haptic feedback because it's not that great. On the other hand, the optical in-display fingerprint scanner is pretty fast to unlock, no problem there, but sometimes it does fail. But again, we're nitpicking out here. What I did love on the Edge 50 Pro are definitely the speakers. They get loud, they get rich and very immersive. Now, before I move on to talk about the performance of the phone, be kind, hit the subscribe button, be nice to us, yeah, please. The one good thing about the Edge 50 Pro is that the performance, at least when you use the phone daily, hasn't dropped in the 120 days that we used it. So the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 is good enough for Motorola's software tuning, and it's got slick animations, it's fast, it's smooth, even today. Most apps open quickly and Motorola's RAM management is generally good. So most of these apps do also stay in memory except for one, and that is the camera app. The camera app still continues to be very buggy and stuttery. There are freezes, there are crashes. It's just a bit of a mess. And if you shoot 4K videos in the heat outside, it does tend to throttle frames as well. So a 30 FPS video would end up shooting at 25-26 FPS, which of course is not ideal. Having said that, the phone doesn't really get hot while gaming. It tends to get warm, but that's normal. So we've been using it to play some casual games, and you can get in some sessions of Call of Duty as well. But don't expect this to be a gaming phone because in this price class, you do get better phones for gaming performance. For example, you have the Poco F6, the OnePlus Nord 4, the Poco X6 Pro. Yeah, the list is kinda long now. Another concern with the Edge 50 Pro is the storage type and the RAM type, which is UFS 2.2 and LPDDR4X. Now, UFS 2.2 on this phone, of course, has been tuned to be the best UFS 2.2, but still, UFS 3.1 would have been better. Now, one area where Motorola kills it is in network performance. 5G performance generally on Jio and Airtel was pretty good in the time that we've used it here in the office. But I have a feeling that Jio's 5G service has gone down in the dumps. It's been terrible lately. I mean, we're getting terrible speeds, at least here in Pune. Are you guys facing the same issue? Let me know in the comments. As for Wi-Fi performance, we're getting top speeds in our office. It's absolutely flawless. And NFC is also really good. So if you want to make tap payments, no issues there. Now, for a phone with a 4,500 500 mAh battery, the battery life has been pretty stable, and that took us by surprise. Motorola's battery tuning has been pretty good since last year, so we're consistently getting about 7 hours of screen on time from the Edge 50 Pro. Now, we are using the version which has the 125-watt charger inside the box, and the phone charges up really fast. So it takes about 18 to 20 minutes for a full charge. But when the phone is charging at full speed, it does tend to get really hot. So you really cannot use it when the phone is charging. Also, the problem with battery heating up is that battery degradation could happen faster. Now, that is a concern that you'll have to keep in mind. All right, now time to address the elephant in the room, the software. See, Hello UI is generally awesome. You've got a lot of features which I'll talk about, and security updates have also been coming on time. The July patch is here, and with one of these updates, we also got the Smart Connect support like I mentioned. But the update hasn't fixed a bunch of the issues that we face with the phone. For example, the camera related ones. The camera is still very slow and buggy sometimes, and it continues to take, yellow skin tones, which I'll come to in a bit. Also, a few quirks that we noticed with the software is that the OS doesn't have any app lock feature. Honestly, these are minor niggles, but Hello UI itself is pretty awesome, because you get really cool features like motor gestures where you can do this. Oh, wait a second. I think Sridhar has switched it off, which is a good thing actually, honestly, because it would keep triggering. Remember when I shot videos in the past? But yeah, the software is good. It's one of the best in this price class. All right, cameras on the Edge 50 Pro have continued to be some of the best in this price range. You get excellent details and dynamic range across the board, whether you use the primary, the ultra wide, or the telephoto. Plus, the low light performance is pretty good too. Now, the 3x camera takes excellent portraits, and in general, if you're shooting people, the phone is very, very good. The selfie camera is possibly one of the best we've tested under rupees 50,000. It's absolutely fantastic both in daylight and low light. Plus, even the ultra wide angle camera is a serviceable one. Now, there are few problems that still persist though. For example, the yellow skin tones when shooting people, yeah, that's still there. You still cannot shoot 67mm portraits, which is the actual focal length of the 3x camera, which is still kind of odd. And there's a distinctive halo effect that you can see in brightly backlit subjects. Alright, now talking about the 4K 30fps videos, they look nice, but they do struggle with autofocus in the night. But selfie videos look good, pretty good. All issues considered, the photo quality and the video quality of the Edge 50 Pro is something that we actually appreciate, and that Pantone collaboration is actually working out well for Motorola. Another point that we must make is the fact that the main camera, the ultra wide, and the telephoto, all three are accessible when you're creating Instagram stories. Now, why we're mentioning this is because we've seen a lot of Android phones actually don't do this. See, the Motorola Edge 50 Pro is a premium phone in terms of the hardware that's provided, the feel, and just when you use the phone itself. There are no two ways about it. Also, the good thing is that Motorola, after hearing feedback from us and from the users, has fixed the camera performance, so much so that this is one of the best camera phones, actually better camera phones in this price class. But the real problem with the Edge 50 Pro is timely software updates. Moto really needs to put out frequent updates to ensure that bugs are ironed out and take feedback from the users and reviewers like us just to get things, moving faster. And you know what? If and when Moto sorts this out, their, growth in the market will be far more exponential. And that too just by pure word of mouth. They would actually reduce their advertising costs as well. So yeah, we still think that the Motorola Edge 50 Pro is a great buy under rupees 35,000. And if you're still considering one, you can go for it. But I'd like to know from the Edge 50 Pro users in the audience, do give us your review and let the others know what your experience has been with the phone so they can make a, informed decision. So that was it. That's our long-term review of the Edge 50 Pro. Which phone would you like us to see review next, like a long-term review? Let us know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.